Merriam, Caffarella, and Baumgartner, 2007, outlined three main goals of self-directed learning. 1. To enhance the ability of adult learners to be self-directed in their learning. 2. To foster transformational learning as central to self-directed learning. And 3. To promote emancipatory learning and social action as an integral part of self-directed learning. Goal 1. Enhancing the ability of adult learners to be self-directed in their learning came primarily from the work of Knowles, 1980, and Tough, 1971. Goal 2, fostering transformational learning as central to self-directed learning, is found primarily in the work of Mesereau, 1985, and Brookfield, 1985 and 1986. Goal 3, promoting emancipatory learning and social action, is primarily found in the work of Collins, 1996, and Brookfield, 1993. Models in practice. The goal of any model of self-directed learning is for students to be lifelong self-directed learners. Learning in adulthood lists three types of self-directed learning process models: linear, interactive, and instructional. Linear models are those where self-directed learning is a linear process and well planned. These include models by Tough and Knowles. Tough coined the term self-planned learning to provide the first comprehensive description of self-directed learning. Knowles proposed that adult learners increase in self-directedness as they mature. Knowles' description consists of 6 steps. 1. The climate setting. 2. Diagnose learning needs. 3. Formulating learning goals. 4. Identifying human and material resources for learning. 5. Choosing and implementing appropriate learning strategies. And 6. Evaluating learning outcomes. From this, Knowles developed his theory of andragogy. Interactive models focus on the opportunities in one's environment, personality characteristics of learners, cognitive processes, and the context of learning, which collectively interact to form episodes of self-directed learning. These include models by Spear, Brockett-Hiemstra, and Garrison. Instructional models are frameworks instructors in formal settings could use to integrate self-directed learning into programs or activities. These include models by Grow and Hammond and Collins. Hammond and Collins present a 7-component framework that addresses the goal of promoting emancipatory learning and social action in which learners take initiative for 7 action steps. These 7 action steps are similar to higher order thinking skills. They include 1. Building, 2. Analyzing, 3. Generating, 4. Diagnosing, 5. Formulating, 6. Implementing, and 7. Reflecting. Grow's Stage Self-Directed Learning SSDL model describes 4 stages of adult learners. Stage 1, the dependent learner. Stage 2, interested learner. Stage 3, involved learner. Stage 4, self-directed learner. For example, this presentation project has been a self-directed learning experience that would fit within Grow's SSDL model. The assignment expectations and rubric were presented, in addition to provision of resources to use to complete the presentation. The whole project has been self-directed with varying levels of guidance from the professor, depending on the level of student need. The professor is able to determine which stage each learner is in and able to provide the support and guidance necessary for successful completion of the project. Model analysis. Self-directed learning is a solid theory with 3 different models: linear, interactive, and instructional. Knowles expressed the importance of context in his theory of andragogy, explaining that adults are naturally self-directing, yet they may at least temporarily be dependent in some learning situations. As seen in Hammond and Collins' framework, self-directed learning encourages the use of higher order thinking skills. Grow's instructional model is a good example of how to provide scaffolding and support for the adult learning as they move towards greater self-directedness in their learning. The degree of self-directed learning varies with the amount of learning experiences an adult already has had, which leads to both positive and negative benefits. Positive benefits include that learners with greater education, experience, and motivation will have more success in self-directed learning projects. Negative benefits include that learners with limited experiences and motivation would need more professor scaffolding and support to be successful. Successful self-directed learning has a teacher using a variety of motivational and instructional strategies to promote student investment in the self-directed learning activities. Merriam et al. Conclude that research continues into the nature of the self-directed learner and seeks to understand what are the typical self-directed learner's characteristics and attributes. Current research also includes looking at the effects of technology on self-directed learning, including online learning environments. Regardless of which model is used, self-directed learning promotes greater student engagement and less teacher-directed activity.